Remember what you learn here, there are other retirees and seniors, vulnerable folks that you know in your world. So when it comes to learning about scams or any way to help, please share that in your universe and show them, just because you're not latest retirees, they can still get hacked. So, but you're the number one person. Here we go. So remember, in between class, you folks are not the ones that have to go on Google or Bing and search for a computer solution, wonder if an email is a scam, wonder if a text is a scam. You can call mom's computer. And Israel, would you please put our phone number and emails in the chat?
Yes, indeed.
We look forward to your communicating with us. I'd rather you call me 10 times worried about an email than you dial a wrong number and you get involved in something you shouldn't. So if there's a computer problem, you don't have to spend money. We are here to talk to you and there's no cost to you. So you have us, you are covered, and you certainly earned it for all the work that you've done. What we're going to do in class here doesn't need to be done in real time. There's going to be a videotape of this class. So if we have any things that we learn, how to remove an app from a phone, how to add things, we can do it while you're not in a live session. So we can go slower on your end. So everything's going to move along. Let's ask everybody, who uses a Mac computer? Raise your hand. Say it loud. Be proud.
Oh.
I do. I'm trying.
Carmen's trying. Who uses a Windows computer?
I do both.
Carmen is what they call in the Cold War era a double spy, a double agent. She works for both teams.
Boo.
Who uses an iPhone? Pardon me, an iPhone for their daily communications?
I do.
Who uses an Android?
I do.
I do.
So we can see the Windows and Android group is sort of dominating today. I like that. All right, we're going to remember that math is math. That's the thing. Math is math. They both work the same way, but they have different colored buttons and different ways to get to where you want to go. So we'll cover both solutions in both platforms. Now, let's talk about our next thing. We started as a team to build a website, a group website. And at the end of our 12th session, we're going to have a website to sell. We decided in session 1, we are going to build a website, a password saver website, a simple website that has a simple password saver website, password, passcode, login name, username. So we're going to do a little bit of that. The concept of our website build is that if any of the retirees have any skills, I'm going to be generic here. You can be a dog walker, a babysitter. You could do landscaping. You could do accounting on the side. You could do taxes in the tax season. It's pretty easy to build yourself a tiny little website that does what you do and that you can monetize. You can put a little credit card swiper on there, or you can just do a picture website to show your photography, or a recipe website to show. It doesn't have to be monetary. But those things are a lot easier for you now than they were. Yes. We're going to talk about our super hot topic. What is Chat GPT, artificial intelligence? And we'll have a real live demonstration, and you're all going to participate in it. What's interesting about this Chat GPT is it passed the Colorado bar exam. You ask questions, whatever,
Right.
incredibly intelligent type of question, a bar exam. We have lawyers in this room. I know we have lawyers. I see Hazel here. I know Carmen's here. So imagine you could have taken your bar exam and cheated, by asking a computer a very real world question. Oh my God, we have 40 people. Next, we're going to talk about what else is happening in society. So I think it's pretty obvious the pandemic is over, and they're even going to, I think, declare it a non-emergency, or there's they're going to take it off.
Downgrade it.
So it's not going to be that. So it means maybe you don't need to have as much cable TV as you did in the past, and maybe you don't have to have that $80 bill.
Can't get the sound on this, so I have it on my phone.
80, 100 and something.
Yeah, all of them. So let's talk about easy, cheap streaming devices.
Okay.
I got my mom to use an Amazon Fire Stick, and she loves it.
Dude.
So we'll talk about those items. Tax season tips. Sorry to bring that up, but you might have on your desktop in your world a 1099, a W-2, retirement funds, income from investments, or rental, all that stuff. And if it's just sitting on your desktop, not somewhere safe behind a door, it leaves you vulnerable. So let's talk about just safe ways to gather that information. It could be for taxes, it could be for a project, it could be for just anything at all. But let's not leave them exposed to the world to see. We're gonna go on to, I like this one. I think most of our tax now come from apps on telephones. Like you download a kooky app, measure this wall app or some kooky app, and that stays on your phone for the life of your telephone. You don't even know what it is in a while. Like put that on there. Or your grandkid goes put crazy giraffe game 3, World of Warcraft app. And that doesn't need to be on there. And let's remove that. We'll talk about why apps are two-way streets. You get something, but the app developer gets information from you. Physical scam busters, a lot of scams out there. If I was to say who got called by a scammer or texted by a scammer this week, raise your hand. I can raise my hand.
I did.
Times. Yeah, I mean, I got cursed at this morning. I
Everybody.
got cursed at. So everybody, who just said everybody, thank you for that. I think that sort of gets to the truth. Physical device maintenance. After 3.5 years, I dropped my phone, and I've dropped it many times. It never broke, and now it's got that spider web shatter on it.
Oh man.
Just I don't know if you can see it. It's
Green,
finally.
yeah.
So we're going to talk about some basic device maintenance because hopefully you all are going to get outside, not on Tech Class Day. You can eat pizza and eat jelly beans and marshmallows on Tech Class Day. That's the rules. But every other day you should get out a little and see the world. And how are you going to do that? How are you going to physically keep the device clean? Who gives hands their phone to someone else? So we'll talk about those things. We'll talk about a real issue in aging, and that is hearing. And I think a lot of people now, I see Peter's got a headset on, bravo. But a lot of people are still like they're listening to the mic, the speaker on the computer. And I've been doing that for a lot of years. It can be very, very beneficial to get yourself an affordable little headset.
You're hearing.
Yeah, it's better. It's good for your hearing. It also means that you could do this in private more. Like you could be in someone else's house, say, I'm going to have a Zoom meeting with someone, and the room doesn't have to hear what is being said in the meeting. So you can have some of that privacy, but I do think it helps with you for general hearing. And the final note is we'll do some telemedicine and see who's had any experiences with telemedicine this month. And we don't really, we're not here to find out about your personal experience. We just want to know if you had trouble logging in, getting into the video, and what that type of experience was for you. And of course, we'll have tech trivia, and we have some great questions and great giveaway prizes. And for those that didn't receive, we'll cover those to make sure everybody gets it. You'll have a choice between a Starbucks gift card, an Amazon gift card, or a Mom's Computer t-shirts. We'll see which is most valuable. So we are going to begin now and start with our very first topic. And let's talk about our website builder. So no, everybody's making billions of dollars on the internet, and now it's our turn. All right. What would you want? I'm going to start this. You have a website. Somebody says, that's interesting. Password saver for retirees.com. The thing about the internet and the thing about the world in general is the more niche and specific you are, the more people can relate. When you just do something with a wide swath, it's harder, more people pass by. But when you're that unique, you say password saver for quote, end quote, retirees, seniors, whatever you want to call it, we'll have some elements, and let's do this together. And then we're going to sell this company, everybody. It's going to be a big story. It's going to be Lacer's Tech Class develops a website and sells it for $1 million. And we're all equal partners, okay? So here's our website. We're going to call it, let's call it Password Savers for, now what would you say, retirees? Would you say seniors, for klutzes, for disorganized people? What word would be most inclusive to you? Or
Retirees.
correct?
Retirees is good.
All right, I like that. Now, I would say the first thing you would put down is account.
So you open this up in Word? Is that where you put this?
I'm doing it right now just for notes, Jeanette, for us. We're just
Okay.
going to do a few of them before we get into the other subjects. So account would be Netflix.com, right?
Uh-huh.
Next would be username. And that would be Jeanette at Yahoo, Google.com. I was making something up over here. What would you put after that?
Password.
Beautiful. The password's going to be Khalil is sending me pizza. Okay, so that is,
Is that a good password?
You need some numbers and some of those.
Symbols.
you know what?
Numbers,
I would
symbols.
do- Let's say Khalil, taking the jokes aside.
But that's a name. I mean, it has to be
690.
random.
So let's change that then. I like that.
You can
Let's
use a
go.
name. All you have to do is put numbers and stuff with it.
So here's one, Summer Sun, capital S, capital X, 690 exclamation ampersand.
That's stronger.
So now, but this is obviously for each one of you, what would be your next item that you would want on your password saver list?
Subject. No.
Subjects, good, we could do this. Yeah, I like subject. That's if you there's never a no. If you said subject, that's in your brain, and that means it's something you're thinking about, and that means it's someone else is thinking about it. And we can streaming TV. So these are your streaming TV items. You know what I would put in here? I would put in here date. So I would go here as of 2/23. So we want to know, I always get confused, like how long ago did I change that password? I want to know when it was. Oh, last time I changed that was 2019, or let's say it's 2027. So I would like to put the date of when that was changed. What else would you put in there?
So,
A lot of times there are security questions and answers or.
Oh, that's so good, Peter. I always forget those. Did I capitalize my school teacher's first name or did I just write Mrs. Stewart? You know, like you forget.
Right.
Great one, Peter. Peter, you might get a little more percentage than everyone else.
Give him one of my anchovies.
I never remember the security question, the answers.
That was good. That was a good one. Okay, let's just do a couple more. Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
so this is the format of how we want our website to be set up.
The product, we're not in the website yet. We're developing, Jeanette, the product that's going to be in our website.
Oh, the product.
So the product is going to be a password saver, and it's going to have these items: account, username, password, date, security questions. One, and then you could put your, and then two, and then you could put your answer, and then three. What else would you put in there? Let's not get too busy. If you think that's enough, then that's enough.
Maybe a logo or brand.
So you could put in here a link, which means then you would put Netflix.com. So you could go directly and click on that logo. So.
And their phone number, maybe?
That's a tough one, but you know what? If somebody said that phone number, that's a good one because you will know on here the phone number as of 2/23. So if you see it's 5 years old, you might want to change it.
Or customer service number.
Yeah, that's the one.
Or
That's
tech,
better.
That's
Computer
what
tech.
that is.
computer tech assistance. Or something.
I like customer service assistance, but that's exactly right, what you were talking about. All right, so let's finish that. That's pretty good.
I have a
that's
question. I have a
Please.
question.
Please.
You used account and you used link, the same title.
So you're right. If I would have gone like this, it might be a little more organized, right? So then let's say I steal all this, and we're gonna go on to the next one. And then here I could go Hulu, right? Or Amazon. And then down here, I would go to Amazon.com, obviously, and change everything. So that's, you know, if something was pre-made and that you could fill those in and you could save those on your own, it wasn't something like a password saver. You could create your own document. That actually looks pretty good, folks. That's
So
a nice,
are you,
yeah, that's a nice group of information, I think.
so are you making like 2 accounts on that right there?
We're using one format, and you could do this in your own password saver concept. Like if you're writing on a list in front of you, you could write a piece of paper. I miss more. Account is Netflix. This is made up, obviously. Username, Jeanette@yahoo-google.com. Password, SummerSun 690 exclamation ampersand. The date that this was created, let's say this is Jeanette's password saver list, was February 23. This is,
But
subject is streaming TV. It's not healthcare. It's not home, you know, it's what's the word? Utilities. It's not finance. This is streaming TV. Security questions, you fill in the link. How do you get to that website? So you could be a member of Lacers, but you need to type in lacers.org. So that is good. And you can click on that and then the customer service number. And then, you know, rinse and repeat over and over again.
Is it a good idea to put your credit cards?
So
Make
if
a
I were
list
to do this, totally would do this. If I did my credit cards here and let's say I changed this to Amen, and I did all that basic information and the subjects and everything else could be, you know, would be exactly the same. You're not putting the card number. I'm not putting a line item that's saying card number 365-972. That you're clearly not going to do. This is just,
No?
I wouldn't. There's no need. It's really,
especially Google sees all our information anyway.
yeah, and it changes, like, you know, you can get hacked and call your credit card and then get the money back and they change your credit card or it expires. It's sensitive.
Oh,
Oh my God. Airport. Hold on a second.
Oh, you're talking in the class.
Hold on. Like, I just,
But when I'm asking Elijah, couldn't we put 2 accounts like you just showed, you know,
I
2
have
different accounts?
Amex
the one.
Blue. You're right. So I have Amex Blue is like my pocket card, but then I have an Amex business card. So I would call it Amex Biz. Or I think I have one that's called, instead of putting the number like Chase Freedom, or, you know, whatever the product is called that you happen to have. It could be, you know, your Wells Fargo debit card. So that's how I would name those cards. Like I know what in my wallet is. I have an Amazon. I think my big one is Chase Amazon. I thought it's just a credit card, but they brand Amazon on it. So I would note it like so, but I wouldn't put Wells Fargo, you know, and put the numbers in there, so on and so forth. That's not necessary. This is to get you into the account to then let you assess the account, if that makes sense. And this would be if your card got stolen too, you could log in over here and you can get your information immediately wherever you are. So this is also just a good list. And here's a little side note, a little bonus note. So this is going to be our list. Let's save this. I'm going to go File, Save As, and all this PW Workshop, Lacers Tech. And next month, we are going to and I'm going to save it to my desktop. Next month, we are actually going to include that in a website where you can then go to passwordsforretirees.com, passwordlistforretirees.com, and see that live. And then anytime somebody wanted to use that, we can get closer, but we have some more work to do. We have to put an owner in there. We have to put a way for you to get inquiries if somebody wants to learn about that. We have ways to disseminate your product, and that product is a password list. Watch, this turns into like the best business we ever do our entire lives. But like the stuff that you work really hard on with attention, like that never fruition, but like the stuff that you play as a game becomes a highlight. But the concept is that you could just do this with anything, and it doesn't have to be about money. It could be, you could have a lifetime of watercolors that you've painted. You know, you've done everything from LA to where you're living now. You could have family on there. You could have anything you want. The concept is really, it's a good project for you, especially when it comes to pictures and media. And everybody here brings something. It could be language. I mean, I think the beauty of Lacia's tech class, or just LA in general, is there's probably like 5, 6 fluent speakers of different languages in this class right now, right? Like I guarantee, and that's probably a lowball number. So that's a real gift that we could use for you in anything. And, you know, you can use Google Translate. So our job next time is you have to think about and write this note down, how you want the site to look. When you go to Google and you type in flowers, or you see 1,000 choices or 1,000,000 choices, what attracts you to those choices?
Colors.
Simplicity, you know, is a brand name. Maybe it's good you only want to use a brand name. You know, you only want to use a brand name. So I want to think about what would make it attractive. And by the way, in that exercise, if what makes it attractive to you is what the scammers do, they make things very attractive. The reality is that life is hard, and if somebody presents you an easy solution, there's a reason that they're calling it easy. So, I mean, when I say life is hard, like tech and problems that occur, can't connect a printer, the normal rigmarole on tech presents a challenge. And I have the theory, you know, why people get in trouble on the computer is we see our screen. For those that have heard this before, bear with me, but we see this screen and it looks like a TV show, and it's got to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. You know, it starts, it gets busy, something goes wrong, and then it resolves. But it's not that way. You can turn your computer off, you can shut it down, you can pause things at any given time. And if you do that, then sense comes back, and the same little tingle on the back of your neck that kept you safe in your careers and your lives, not getting scammed, will come when it comes to computers. And we'll talk more about that. Any questions as we move on to our Chat GPT? All right, so we're all in business
Yes,
together.
I have a question. I have a
please.
question. So I just need clarification because I'm a little bit fuzzy about this. So what we just did was to set up what we want to have on our website, the main components of what we need to have on our website to be entered and to be maintained. Is that right?
It's very close. We have a website where we're going to sell something. And in this case, we're going to sell a password saver for retirees, a simple password saver for retirees. We haven't gotten yet how we're going to sell it, but the point is we're developing the product, which is a list that you can enter over and over again.
And
But
then,
something that works for your brain, Jeanette, not necessarily for the person developing it.
oh,
And you know what's going to be a big part of our password list is how you can share it with someone. So Miss O'Connor has her password list, but you know, she's traveling, or heaven forbid, you know, she's going skiing one day and she's stuck with an ankle in the hospital. She can have Novella. She can share with Novella. And somebody goes, hey, Novella, I'm stuck here. What's my password for my cable TV? I have to have them do this. Or your son or your daughter or your husband or wife or partner, just somebody you trust. I mean, I will tell you this, Mom's computer, like I said, I think I paid off my Honda going to Cedars or St. Joseph's at 1 a.m, trying to crack passwords for a caretaker for someone. And
Wow.
just couldn't get into that password when they needed it most, because you were the only one that had it, right? You're the only one that has and it's good. You protected your credit card password or your My Lacers, you know, somebody else that you know and trust might need that in a moment. Your seniors, hold on, let's see if I need to mute anyone.
Out.
All right,
okay.
we got that one. I can see the little things here. So that's something that's gonna be very sellable, a shareable password list for loved ones, for seniors, retirees. That's a hook. Let's move on.
Okay.
This is the change.
So-
So
Elijah, you created this on a notepad, right?
on a notepad, I used a Word document, but in a sense, it was a notepad, right? Just for a scratch note.
So it could be on a Word document.
Yes, I used a Word document. We might use a Word document where you can create a password. So you can make a Word document and have it password protected. And have your very own password. It could be your zip code, you know, last four, you know, it could be something meaningful to you.
Oh, okay, thanks.
You're
Does-
welcome.
Can we have a search capability in that,
Ooh,
or will it be
we have an
alphabetical?
advanced thinker here. Will
Well,
you
that's
be able
what I
to
was
type
wondering.
in A and then Amex and go through your 100 passwords and get the Amex? We'll have to develop that, Ratna. That's a really, really good note.
Automatically alphabetized.
Israel, would you note that?
It's a
Search
feature
function.
of Word. You can do it in Word. It automatically alphabetizes.
Yeah, no, you're right. Word we can
Yeah.
do that. Ratna's not asking for something that we can't do, but that's a really good one because who wants to scroll from A to Z when you have like valentines.com that you use once a year to send your chocolates out or something? You want to go to VA and then see it pop right up. So that's a really good idea.
But also eventually we're going to get to the point where if we go into this website, it will give us only the information we're allowed to get and not somebody else's information, right?
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to go into this website and buy your own subscription, I imagine. You won't be able to see, you know, Irene's, and you won't be able to see Noreen's or Bernadette Arzu's. Like none of these, this is just gonna be for you, only Jeanette. You're not gonna be mingling. Right now, we're building it like a team.
But everybody's gonna, so we're building this website, but this is a website that, since we're selling it to other people, many people can come on the website, save their passwords, but they'll only be able to see the passwords that they saved and not everybody else's, right?
That's one concept. The other concept is they can download their own pre-templated Word document that we create together
Oh,
and have it forever. And that might be nice for retirees instead of giving them a dumb subscription, right? That you have to pay every year, that $1.90. You may be able to say for $4.99, the retiree workshop of we won't use Lacer's name, well, that would be a great hook, right? We will just say the retirees workshop of Southern California, something like that, offers the general public a downloadable template that can be saved online or printed and shared with family and trusted friends and family. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
So yes, Jeanette, it's not going to be like the website's going to host that information. We don't have enough money or room to do that. We're going to sell a pre-templated a document that we create, but it's going to be so cool because you're all contributing and everybody's unique little angle is going to be there, and we may be able to sell it in several languages. Maybe you can just give it away as a nonprofit. I mean, I use selling just as an example because I do get calls from Lacer's folks that are still working and are looking for ways to maybe, you know, do something on the side. And an easy website now is an easy thing to do. So, but we're going to move on to something that I think you've all heard about, and I think it's weird. So this group, we started with regular telephones, with filing cabinets, with fax machines. I think we've seen everything change in real time. That's a unique position in life. You know, the person that saw the horse and carriage turn into a car, we've been driving a car with a combustion engine ever since. That really hasn't changed. 4 wheels on the ground and a body on it. Maybe it's electric, maybe it's gas, but it's the same thing. It's not like we've Dr. Spock that we're transporting ourselves, you know, to the next ship cellularly. We're in a car. Internet, you've seen these changes in real time, and this next one is a game changer, a complete game changer. It's called Chat GPT, and I think the GPT means it's a learning module. So let me start sharing my screen. So it's a learning module. So right now, if you go to Google and you type in, what are the ingredients to, I'm trying to think, the pasta bolognese, you know, and it'll give you a list, it'll give you recipes. But what if you say to Google, I'm going to IKEA, I'm buying the Glunsk 3 47-inch love seat. Will it fit in my 2016 Prius? It couldn't answer that. It wouldn't be able to have that answer. ChatGPT could have that answer. ChatGPT is known for writing poems. So let's unveil this. Here it is. And anybody can get this. There's a little bit of a waiting list. You can sign up. They need people because they're learning. It's a Microsoft product, by the way. Microsoft has partnered with a science think tank.
OpenAI.
That's right. And here she is. We asked first to write a poem about technology trivia, and it wrote us a poem. So let's move this out of the way. We're going to ask some basic questions here. What is the square root of 116.98. Let's see.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, I got another
square.
one.
square.
Yeah, I see that. There was an error in generating a response.
I don't see this that you're talking about.
Let me show you.
At the bottom.
Yeah, let me get back in. So let's ask a question.
GPT.
Somebody ask a question. Ask me a question out loud.
I have to make a speech at a wedding about both the bride and groom knowing each other since they were 6.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's interesting. Yes, wonderful, huh?
Bride and groom that has known each other since they were 6. I'm going to fill in my typos.
Mhm.
All right. Let's see. Let's see what it answers us. It's thinking. Here it goes. Here's your speech.
Wow.
Yeah, this is powerful.
If this works okay, it seems like it would be better than Google internet searches.
It is. And Google is freaking
Wow.
out more. We are freaking out over this.
So are all the higher
2 or
education.
3 days.
And you know what? If you go on the stock market today, Ms. Moore, Google stock is down and Microsoft is flying through the roof.
Okay,
Really?
I may
Yeah.
try to invest then.
Yeah, look at this. If you wanted a speech, Ms. O'Connor, you're done.
They've been
Elijah,
talking
this
about
is the
for the
actual
last 2 or 3
website?
days.
Yeah, this is an actual website. Look at the very top where it says chat.openai.com.
Uh-huh.
That would be how you could sign up. And don't rush to do this in class. You have plenty of time, but I just want to show you how powerful this has become. This, and obviously we're being silly with it now. And well, it's not really silly, but we're being somewhat silly, but it can answer really smart questions in the future. Like I said, it could answer medical questions, but not the kind where you're saying what percentage of this diabetes medicine do I need to take at 3 o'clock? You could ask more unique questions. I'm 6 foot tall and have red hair, and I was born in North Dakota, and I'm 47. Do I have high blood? Like, it can be really, really innocuous. So there's your speech.
But
For
the
those that have joined us,
What does it say?
The
Read it.
only thing I see, if she's given the speech about this couple that's been knowing each other since they were 6 years old, it's not dealing with her giving the speech. Like, I want to take a moment to talk about the man I am marrying today.
well, this one was, if I was correct, Ms. O'Connor, this was for you to give a speech for the bride and groom.
Sure, but I just made it up on the fly. The fact that it could make up anything like this
Yeah.
is absolutely amazing.
Stunning. And let's just read a couple lines.
Absolutely amazing. And a lot of universities and higher education are freaking out because now they're having to develop something that can detect Chat GPT, because students are using it to turn in term papers that they haven't studied for.
I know.
That's what
this
I
will be-
was gonna say.
Wow.
Could this be used for that type of
It
reason?
has, so.
Has been.
The
It
part
happened.
that's not good about this is that it doesn't have anything
You don't get
personal
to
in
use
it.
your brain. You don't
But
use
how-
your brain. You're
But
not
how
using
does
your
that
own
work?
Okay, so
Yeah.
listen, I'm gonna stop sharing for one moment. And let's talk about what this means to you, though. Yeah, there's a lot of moral implications because it's smart learning. So. you
Is
can
it
put
smart?
anything in there.
But it still doesn't have any personal information, any personal experiences in that thing that we just wrote up there. So you can still detect that it's not a personal message to the couple.
Yeah, but you can give it your personal experiences.
Right, you can
You
change
can-
it
You can
around.
instruct
Yes.
it. You
You
can
can
instruct
Change it
it.
around.
It
But how
feeds
does
on,
it
it feeds on input and it's correcting all the
Right.
time. It's
So-
machine learning.
But
It's
how
that's
does-
exactly
but-
right. You know
but
what
how
I
does-
described at the beginning when you saw my typos? It learned from that.
But how does it work when you're using what someone else said? Doesn't that fall under, what's it called, plagiarism or something like that?
Yes.
You know, these are fine lines, and I can't really speak to that. But yeah, obviously there's real danger. Can it fly an airplane? Like, what happens if the pilot of the airplane, or they all pass out, and you just hop in the 747? I dated myself, and I put on there, and I said to the Chat GPT, "What do I do? The plane's going this way," and it says, "Hold the throttle. It's next to the thing. Push it forward." Like, that could, or just think about what it replaces on a 911 call. You're pausing, you're listening. So this is smart learning. But now here's where it's integrate into your life. This is where I think you and I, who's hitting Costco on Sunday, how it's going to affect us is your new search engine is going to be different now. It's not going to be, it's going to help truly define what you're looking for and help you achieve that. So you could say, I really am looking for some slip covers for my old love seat I got in 1956. It says on the back here, model 390 AKL Furniture Company, Akron, Ohio. And it could go and then speak to you about the different slip covers that would fit that exact chair that had a limited run of 600 chairs, back in 1962, and is now an Antique Roadshow collector's item. So it could formulate what you're trying to think. Right now, when you go to Google, you have to think about what you want. You can say, I want a sponge, but I want it to be square so it fits in my plate holder perfectly. That's not going to answer anything. You're going to type in square sponge 2x4, and then you'll get square sponge, or you'll be able to delineate what you're looking for in your personal game. So
if we were to
huge change.
If we were to use this, Elijah, would we just type in Chat GPT and it would come up?
Yeah, let me show that. And this is a fun thing for you to do. It's you're contributing for just like we give all of our stuff away for free, right? They put it out there. We're like kids jumping up and down. So let me show you where it is. So I'm going to type in Chat, just in my search.
Right.
GPT. I'm not going to type in login. You see where it says Open AI on the top? It's very important. You can take a screenshot. Maybe you all can write that down. That's where you want to go.
Got it.
And then you have to sign in like anyone else. Now, Chat GPT is like a science, it's like a collective. It's not a business, but Microsoft has been funding them. And it's going to start going in on Bing. It's going to start working on Bing pretty soon.
Yes, I didn't get it.
Oh, hold on. Let me go back there. I'm sorry about that. Let me make that bigger.
Elijah, I just put that in the search on Google right now, and all I got as far as was chat, and then all that just popped up.
So in here, then you'll log in, and then you'll see this page. So take a look at this page. You'll need to see this next. Then try Chat GPT. I'm signed in already, so obviously it'll ask you to sign in, and with the same things you'll put in our password saver that we're building together. Email, and then it'll want it'll send you an email, and then you'll create a password, and so on and so forth.
So you could ask it how to automatically alphabetize a list that you made in a document.
I'm asking it.
Oh, okay.
And we would be establishing an account, right?
Correct. You would be establishing an account.
So your account in Google?
Oh, sorry. So are you saying Google couldn't have answered this?
Say that again?
Are you saying that Google couldn't answer this?
Not like this. Not like this. This is, what am I doing wrong? I can't really see here.
Take the A out, it's an E.
Alphabetize.
It's B-E-T, not B-A-T.
Alphabetize.
Right. It's an E.
Okay.
Well, sometimes the internet will connect it as long as the spelling is close within. Sometimes the internet will still go right to what you're trying to
automatic advertise a list. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it says.
It's different from Google because Google will give you I guess we say like options, whereas the AI will be a little more precise.
And more personal.
Right.
Look at that.
And
What is
Wow.
Google is not answering questions like they used to. They used to be better at answering. Now you got, once you go into Google, they give you so many things to go into and you still don't find what you're looking for.
What is AI? What is AI?
Artificial
Look at the
intelligence.
difference. Look at the difference, folks. I just asked Google how to alphabetize a list and it gave me these choices.
Yeah, which is good, because,
Over
I-
here, it's actually working through different ways
right,
to create a list. It's showing you that this is more for coders, I think, but. you can
yeah,
do
it looks
it more-
more like it.
Right, but the concept is this is talking to you in real time and this is just sending you to yet another website.
You know, all the colleges and universities, all the professors will be suing Microsoft for this. They'll have-
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna go crazy,
Yeah.
but
Some loophole.
They're all jumping on the bandwagon.
concept is, yeah, and they're all gonna have one of these soon enough.
I mean,
That now, like, think of CVS.com, think of, I mean, all those types of things. It's gonna radically change the internet, and it is already, you know, like, as we speak, this very, very moment. So it's something that's fun for you and is vital, and it doesn't hurt you. It really is. It's a Microsoft company. Go there, sign on your free time and play with it, you know, and just have fun with it. Eventually, they'll be selling it to different companies, which means, you know, everybody will be able to put it on their website and just focus for their product.
I wish I had this when I was in college.
Oh, don't say that here. Oh,
Eli-
God.
So many papers, so many sleepless nights would have been so easy.
I
Elisha,
heard that. I know that
All right, everybody, we're
feeling.
gonna slow down. We're a little jungled, so you can raise your hands. Does everybody know where the hand raising, where you can
Oh,
click
yeah,
next to
my
your
mistake.
thing?
Yes.
It's just a hot topic, so who's a question first? All right, let's start with Charlene.
yes, Elijah, the question I have about this AI, artificial intelligence is, if this company can provide what you need to do, so how are we using our brain so we don't get Alzheimer's?
We're not.
Or not, but I'm just saying, you're not using critical thinking. Your brain was meant to do this. And now if something takes the place of that, what are the effects that it's gonna have? Because
Who
the next
said you had to
generation,
use
You
it?
know,
our next generation, we're putting through a bill and they go, oh, just let me go to the iChat. I mean, like, really?
you know, I have this, you're right. I'm not, these are bigger questions than we can answer in tech class. They're huge questions, but I mean, if you really study the cultural anthropological effects of technology on society, you all have been here from the first thermal fax paper that came into your office. You can see yourself how it affects society, good and bad, you know.
Yeah.
And you can, we're not blind to these types of things. You know, I like to think about how it can help. I'm disciplined enough where I could use it to help. I mean, how it could help is to personalize my answers and make them more appropriate for me, which means I'm going, like I said, I'm going to buy a washer and dryer, I was gonna say Sears Roebuck model. Boy, that dated myself. I'm gonna go buy the LG washer and dryer.
They're still the best.
Are they still making them? The Kenmore washer?
They're still the
Yeah,
best.
I have one.
Okay, there you go. So I could say, I need I want to buy the Kenmore washer 3694 model. Will it fit in my Chevy Bolt? You know, or will it fit in my, you know, Oldsmobile or my Tesla or whatever you're driving, you know, that concept. So that really personally, so on one level, I think it could shorten helping you solve issues. On the other level, yes, by not reaching out and calling Marilyn Wong and say, hey, Marilyn, how'd you get your Samsung washer home? Like, did you rent a truck? Did you hire a mover? Yeah, you definitely will lose out some of that. It will force us to isolate. But, you know, once these things are out of the gate, here they are. They're not going back. You know, they're here now.
So it's like getting
I
in
want
on the
my
ground
students to know
floor.
about them. I want you to be known about them. I don't want any of you to be caught flat-footed when they come out. You're aware. You're not the person this Thanksgiving is gonna say, what's Chat GPT? You're gonna have it on your phone already. You'll not